I'm going to take your conspiracy theory.
There we go.
And I'm going to take it up a notch here, ladies and gentlemen, because what everybody's talking about right now is, oh, no, LeBron James and the Lakers and Bronny playing for the Lakers, and the Lakers are willing to draft LeBron James because they'll do whatever it takes to keep LeBron. Now, yes, the most possible outcome here is that LeBron goes back to the Lakers. Yeah, that makes sense. But what if? What if that wasn't the truth? What if that's the truth that they want you to think? They want you to believe that LeBron's going to go back to the Lakers, but that's not what he's thinking. That's not what everything tells us. That's not what the stars are saying to us. No. LeBron James decides to sacrifice all of that money because he's made so much in his career, and it means so much to him to play with his son. I don't care about the Woj report now that, maybe it's not as much playing with him as what we thought. No. This is family. He's dreamed of this for years. LeBron James willing to take less money and go back to a young Cleveland Cavaliers team. I've had this conspiracy theory for years. I've seen the signs on the wall. I've looked into the stars. I've gone down the YouTube rabbit holes. Bronny goes to Cleveland. LeBron goes to Cleveland. And you tie a nice bow on that career for LeBron, and he finishes where he started, in Cleveland, an Akron guy. His son comes there, young team, keeps Donovan Mitchell there. I don't care about the finances. I don't care about how it's going to work. I don't need to see anybody tell me, well, it's not going to work because the numbers don't add up, and if you look closely here and you can see that the sound, none of that matters. LeBron James, I've seen it with my own eyes. The future, LeBron James, back to Cleveland with Bronny. It's happening, Ryan. I can see it.
Man, you almost convinced me. Here's why it's not going to happen.
How dare you? Dude, the science is real.
So,
it's real.
Savannah is not moving back to Ohio. It is not happening, right? I just don't think it's happening.
LeBron
I know
has
she's
so
from
much
there.
money. He's got a private jet, can fly her across the country whenever he wants.
You know what?
Whenever he wants.
Damn it. I'm sold.
LeBron James to Cleveland with Bronny.
And maybe Kevin Durant.
Don't overthink this. Don't overthink this. Could you imagine if that actually happened?
I mean, it would make sense because, see,
the story. He goes back, maybe does another special, but this time it's I'm coming home. This kid from Akron going back to Cleveland, baby.
It is how it should end, though.
It would be perfect.
Bronny starts his career in Cleveland. His dad ends his career in Cleveland, where it all began.
I think it's perfect. And then LeBron retires, and then Bronny gets released and doesn't play for them anymore.
So there's two theories right there. So either Bron stays in L.A., Lakers draft Bronny, they trade for KD, keep AD, only to get most likely bounced in the second round by Minnesota or Denver, or they go back home to Cleveland, where it all began, Bronny and LeBron.
Vikings are a team in the NFC that I look at, too, and say, you got your quarterback that you wanted. That's a good spot for J.J. McCarthy. Given offensive coordinator and weapons you've got there, as long as Justin Jefferson wants to be there, you're going to have to get him the ball because, he's trying to get paid if that's going to be the case. But the fact that Dallas Turner fell to them at 17, that's the bigger deal to me. Dallas Turner, we thought was going 8 to the Falcons. Clearly, we know that didn't happen. They went a completely different direction. But Dallas Turner was looked at as a top 10 pick. To get that edge rusher, one of the best, if not maybe the best in this draft, to fall all the way at 17. It was an offensive draft through the first 14 picks. It's a first-round pick, yes, but there's a ton of value there at 17, just like some of the other guys we talked about that were third-round picks.
So I feel good about what Minnesota did if J.J. McCarthy is that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the defense, all of a sudden, out of nowhere last year, was a top 10 defense. They fixed up the pass defense. Brian Flores was so damn good. And I really like Kevin O'Connell. They have a great coaching staff if they're able to keep all those guys together. But if you're buying stock in the NFC North, is it Minnesota? Like, I know I love Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Like, they have the weapons. But, man, or are you going to go with Chicago, with Caleb Williams and all those weapons and that defense? Are you going to go with Green Bay, a team that, just won a playoff game, went into Dallas, the only team to do so? Or Detroit. Like, Detroit and Green Bay, their win total is 10.5. Chicago's win total is 8.5, and everybody's talking about the Bears being the sleeper team. Maybe it's next year. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, all those teams can't win 10, 11 games. Who would you sell in that division? For me, it'd probably be Minnesota, even with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
It would be because you have a rookie quarterback that's not on the same level, at least that we think right now, of Caleb Williams. Because I say that knowing that we're going into a season where the Bears also have a rookie quarterback. But I don't know that I think there may be a little bit more of a growth period for J.J. McCarthy adjusting, depending on how the offense looks. How many times is he going to throw the football? We know they ran the ball a lot at Michigan, so this is going to be a whole different situation. If they want to have him get out there, he's probably going to be more of a game manager. I think you open it up a lot more with Caleb Williams. But I was thinking about, do the Bears have the most dangerous offense now in the NFL? I mean, look at that roster.
I want to know. It depends if Caleb Williams is ready right away. I mean, because
let's assume that he is. Let's assume that he looks like a guy that not C.J. Stroud level, but let's put him one notch below C.J. Stroud even.
DJ Moore is really, really underrated because he spent so much time in Carolina and he never really had a quarterback. I think he's legitimately a top 10 wide receiver in this league.
Yes,
right. I like Cole Kmet. I kind of ripped the Bears for paying him all that money, but now it makes sense, man. And now it makes sense because you have a real quarterback and not Justin Fields. The offensive line is improved. I still wouldn't rate it top 15 in the league yet, And then, if Keenan Allen stays healthy. Last year was
with Rome Odunze, who's going to be your third wide receiver, essentially.
Yeah, and now Swift in the backfield, too. It's tough. What do you think about the Chargers this year? I mean, they're in the same division as the Chiefs, which is why they're 3-1 to win the division. They take Joe Alt with the 5th overall pick. They want to do what Harbaugh wants to do, which is build the run game, obviously. But a couple of years ago, we were all really upset that Justin Herbert wasn't pushing the ball down the field in the Lombardi offense. And then Kellen Moore took over play calling. People got really excited. Now I feel like we're going back the opposite direction. But the team should be a lot better. Where are you at with the Chargers this year, and what do you think that offense looks like?
I mean, I'm kind of in on the vision that Jim Harbaugh has. I don't know if immediately year one they're going to be, an 11-win team and go to the divisional playoff round or anything like that. But I like the idea of taking Joe Alt at 5th overall and kind of building from the offensive line, because I think what people kind of misunderstood about, Justin Herbert not throwing down the field a lot is they were just they need faster receivers. They need a guy who can run. And they did go out and get that in Ladd McConkey. But to me, it was just this offensive line cannot hold up in pass protection, and they just don't trust them to do that. And they couldn't run the ball to get into more favorable down and distances. So to me, adding a guy like Joe Alt and really being hey, we're going to try to run the ball. We're going to try to have a more stable offensive ecosystem that takes a little bit of the burden off of Justin Herbert so he doesn't have to throw 40 times a game. I think that's actually going to kind of unlock the offense as a whole. So there's a little bit of questions about what the receiving core is going to be. I think Ladd McConkey is a nice vertical Z player, but they don't really have a true number one anymore with both Keenan and Mike Williams gone. So they'll probably struggle a little bit in terms of consistency in the passing game. But I think as an idea, especially when they add some more pieces maybe next year, I'm kind of in on the Jim Harbaugh Chargers.